मिनट, आपने 200 बच्चे क्यों नहीं कत्ल किए? 100 क्यों? इंतकामन कर रहे थे ना आप, इंतकामन कर रहे थे।
मेरे पास आज भी इतने पैसे थे कि मैं ये सिलसिला जारी रख सकता था।
On December 30th, 1999, Pakistan was shaken by a chilling confession. A man walked into the offices of a newspaper claiming he had killed 100 children. His name was Javed Iqbal. He said his purpose was not money, not lust, but revenge. He wanted to make 100 mothers cry, just as he claimed his own mother once cried because of the police. This is the disturbing story of Javed Iqbal, a man who would become one of the world's most infamous serial killers. Javed Iqbal was born in 1956 in Lahore, Pakistan, into a wealthy and respected family. His father was a businessman, and the family lived in relative comfort. Unlike many criminals who come from poverty or broken homes, Javed's life began with privilege. From a young age, however, he was described as an introvert. He had difficulty forming relationships and was often seen as isolated. By his teenage years, he developed a fascination with control and manipulation. In 1978, at around 22 years old, Javed opened a video game and fish aquarium shop in Lahore. But behind this innocent business, rumors began to circulate. Parents accused him of luring young boys, many of them street children, with food, gifts, or money. Several boys were reported missing, but due to lack of strong evidence in his influential background, cases never stuck against him. By the 1990s, Javed had already served short stints in prison for sexual abuse of minors. In the mid-1990s, Javed Iqbal developed a deep hatred toward society. He claimed that after one of his arrests, police humiliated him in front of his mother. Seeing her tears, he vowed to make 100 mothers cry in return. To execute his twisted plan, Javed rented a house in Lahore. He carefully designed it for one purpose: murder. He installed acid drums to dissolve bodies, and he kept detailed records of each victim in notebooks and photographs.
मैंने जब ड्रम खोला तो आप सोच भी नहीं सकते मेरी क्या हालत हुई। उसमें लोथड़े थे और एसिड से मेरे हाथ जल गए। तो वो सारा कुछ जो जुवेद इकबाल ने कहा, सारा क्राइम सीन उसी तरह था।
Most of his victims were poor street children, orphans, or runaways, boys between the ages of 6 and 16. He lured them with promises of shelter, food, or small jobs. Once inside, he strangled them, dismembered their bodies, and dissolved them in acid.
उनमें से 3-4 बच्चे घरों को वापस आ गए। फिर आपका सारा ये
कोई नहीं आएगा।
किस तरह आप कहते हैं कोई नहीं आएगा?
शाहीन साहब
किस तरह?
By late 1999, Javed Iqbal claimed he had killed 100 boys. He wrote a detailed 6-page confession letter to a Lahore newspaper and a police officer. In it, he stated, "I had vowed to kill 100 children, and I am admitting to this crime. I am ready to be punished. If I am hanged, I will consider it my destiny." He then disappeared. His house was raided, and police discovered vats filled with acid, human remains, school bags, and photographs of victims. The city of Lahore was gripped with horror. A nationwide manhunt began. For weeks, there were rumors, false sightings, and panic. Finally, on December 30th, 1999, Javed Iqbal surrendered himself at the offices of a newspaper in Lahore. He calmly said, "I am the man who killed 100 children." In 2000, Javed Iqbal was put on trial. The evidence was overwhelming. He was found guilty of the murder of 100 children. The judge delivered one of the most unusual sentences in history. He said, "You will be strangled to death in front of the parents of the children you killed. Then your body will be cut into 100 pieces and dissolved in acid, just as you did with your victims." It was a sentence meant not just for justice, but for symbolism. However, Pakistan's government later announced that such punishment could not legally be carried out, and that he would instead face hanging in prison. Javed Iqbal was found dead in his prison cell in October 2001, along with an accomplice. Official reports said they had committed suicide by hanging themselves, but many believe he was murdered by prison guards or fellow inmates who could not tolerate his existence. His death left many questions unanswered. Was it really suicide? Or was it vigilante justice carried out behind prison walls? Javed Iqbal's crimes remain one of the darkest chapters in Pakistan's history. His case highlighted the vulnerability of street children, the failures of the justice system, in the depths of human cruelty. Even today, more than 2 decades later, his name sends shivers down the spine of those who remember the headlines. The man who killed 100 children.